Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Snaily Snail. So because we've been working from home, there isn't really much to do on the weekends. So on the weekends, usually the whale and I, we go someplace to eat, but you know, with the pandemic, it's just not possible. So what we've been doing is we've just been binge watching a lot of television. So I came across this show called Orphan Black. It's on BBC and I think it's on Netflix. I'm not sure if it's still on Netflix. I found it on the BBC app on my smart TV and I was like, oh, let's watch this. So this show is basically about cloning and it's a little cringe, some of the acting, because you're like, I think it's the same person, and sometimes the accent's just really bad. So we're watching this and I'm thinking, this is exactly the type of show that my genetics and law professor was like warning us about, the end of the world, like people are stealing our information. This is the type of show that made her so paranoid. I think after finishing this show, I've been having a lot of vivid dreams that I've just been remembering, and usually when I go into work, the coworkers and I, we just share our dreams that we've been having. Some coworkers are experiencing a lot of pressure from their work. So sometimes people are like, oh my God, I had a dream that I was drowning because of this project or this project. So today I thought I'd talk about some of the dreams I've been having, and also I will link some of the articles I've had to read from like the genetics and law class down below if you are interested and you want to read about the stuff that some families have faced because of genetic diseases or what scientists have done to try to eliminate them. So one of the dreams I've had, I don't know, a lot of them involve very nice restaurants. In this dream, someone from high school reaches out to me and asks if I want to go to dinner, and I think it comes off as a date. So even in my dream, I am with the whale. I talk to him about it and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna go. Like, you know, I'm taken. And then he's like, nah. This guy has money. You go and enjoy your free meal. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, that's nice. Like, are you sure? I don't want to like give this guy a false sense of hope that we could be together. And he's like, no. He's, you know, like just meet up with him, see what it's about. And I'm like, okay, whale. I think even in real life, the whale acts exactly how I think he's going to act. Like, he's just like, no, just get your free meal and go. So I'm like, are you sure you're okay with this? And he's like, yeah, totally fine. So I go to this dinner, and during this dinner, the guy does not let me order. He has ordered for me. And everything that he has ordered is just like the most expensive stuff on the menu. I think in my dream, this man recently came into money and he's just ordering like all this food and I can't finish it all. And if you know me, I eat a lot of food. So if I'm saying I can't finish it all, it's a lot of food. So during this dinner, I'm like, you know, I'm doing my thing. I'm eating. I was like, okay, I'm listening to him. And it just seems like he's really trying his best to show that he is doing well for himself. And I'm like, good for you, man. But I'm not attracted to the man. As the dinner progresses, I feel like I am just listening to him talk. This is a dream. So, you know, I don't like distinctly remember everything he says, but I get the feeling that I just sat there and listened as he talked the whole time. Near the end of the dinner, my friend texts me and says, hey, remember, we still have like a dinner event or something. And I'm like, like it's 6:30 in dream world, and I'm like, oh God, I just ate so much food. How am I gonna go to another dinner? But I was like, you know, 2 dinners, like I can do this. If you know me, when I had my first job, I used to take 2 lunches. I would have one where I sat on my desk and another one where I had lunch with a friend. But this lunch is not as heavy as the first lunch. So I thank the man for dinner and then I say, like, hey, I'm sorry, I have another like obligation. I can't, you know, spend that whole night talking to you. So he says, okay, cool. And we go our separate ways. And then I show up to my friend's work event. Our work is related, but it's not very similar. So I'm just going as her +1, I think. And there's like hors d'oeuvres being served. And I'm just taking like only 1 or 2 because I'm like, oh my God, I'm stuffed. There's this male coworker who is hitting on her the whole time, but because she's with me, I think I am pretty intimidating when it comes to just like my friends dating people, and I am that judgmental friend sometimes. But once they get into a relationship, I'm just like, yeah, you know what, you do your thing. There's this guy who comes up and he is hitting on her like really hardcore, and I'm just like, okay, cool, whatever. you know, just stuffing my mouth, like, So I'm just listening to industry talk while he's aggressively approaching her and trying to hit on her, and it's very obvious, and I'm just like, don't you guys work together? I'm personally not a fan of dating coworkers, so I'm like, ugh. Yeah. At this point, I think she just redirects the conversation to be like, oh, have you met my friend? I come off as a very intimidating person until I accept you, so I'm just like, hey, what's up? With my mouth full and everything. And then he is just like so awkward at this point that he walks away. And so my friend and I, we go to the bathroom, and this bathroom looks exactly like the bathroom from Orphan Black. And this is how I knew it was a dream. The Jello ate us. While we were in the bathroom, the hors d'oeuvres just attacked us. I was swallowed in this huge Jello bubble, and that's when my friend and I are forced to have a conversation, and I'm like, hey, did you just bring me here so that way I could fend off the boys? And she's like, yeah, kind of, sorry. And then, it's okay, and we're just still floating in this green Jello. Yeah, my dreams are weird. And then I woke up, and I texted my friend like, hey, I had a really strange dream about you going to a work event. And then we just laughed. That was it. I didn't tell her anything more. But I do think that I have very weird moments with this friend sometimes, because she is single. Every single time I go out with her, it's always like these single events, and then they're like really strange men who come up to us, who hit on us or something, and I'm just like really not feeling it, because I'm like, I have a relationship. I had another dream where the whale and I, we are going on a cruise ship. This was before the pandemic, but this is like one of the memorable dreams that I've had. We are in this world where global warming has happened. There are only 2 polar bears left. It's a mama bear and the baby bear. And the whale goes, oh my God, I really want to see the 2 polar bears that are left. And we are living in a desert because that's what happens. He's like, you want to go on a cruise ship and see those bears? And I was like, okay, cool. So I pay like $120 because it was $60 a person. I'm like, ouch. And we get on this cruise ship. So this cruise ship is in a dome because that's how bad global warming has been. They have their own refrigerated section to keep the polar bears alive and all the animals that live in cold climates. So we're on this cruise ship, and then I see the most adorable and then we're passing, I'm like, oh my God, I see the bears, they're cute, oh my God. And then I'm like, hi bear, and then the baby bear did the cutest like wave like that, and I was like, so this cruise lasts like 5 minutes in my dream, and I'm like, damn, we really did pay $120 to see some polar bears for 5 minutes. When I told my coworkers this story, they were just like, okay, of course your dreams are like cute and nice. Because I think a lot of the stuff that I have on my desk is pretty cute. So I have this like lotion squeezer. I have some hand cream that I paid too much money for. So I'm like, I'm gonna get out every single drop. So I have this little panda bear tube squeezer, and it's just like the cutest thing ever. I think my coworkers do judge me sometimes. They're like, she's still a kid at heart. Those are some of the dreams I've had. If you want to interpret them, leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye! And this is where I think some of the Orphan Black influences my dreams.